friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind God Updates and God Too, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Danny Gokey relives the heartbreaking moment he first learned of Mandisa's death. Written by Julie Provost, read by Julie Provost. It was heartbreaking to hear of gospel and contemporary Christian artist Mandisa's death back in April. As a beloved artist, Mandisa touched many lives through her music and love for others. She was only 47 years old when she passed away unexpectedly in her home in Franklin, Tennessee. In an interview with CCM magazine, three-time Grammy nominee and American Idol alum Danny Gokey discusses his close relationship with Mandisa and how he heard the news of her passing. It was shocking, he says, about finding out about the heartbreaking news. Danny goes on to talk about what he was doing that night. He had hosted a worship night at his house, and as soon as they finished, he received a call from his pastor. He then saw that his friend Natalie Grant was calling and knew something was going on. "Danny, are you sitting down?" she asked him. "What's going on?" he responded. "They found Mandisa dead," she told him. "It knocked the wind out of me," Danny said. "I couldn't believe it." He waited for most of the people to leave and then told others who knew her well what had happened. It had to have been such a heartbreaking moment. "You don't expect that," he says. With Mandisa, though, how do you gauge that? Because for me, it's like regret. I wish I would have reached out more. Danny talks about how he and Mandisa toured together 5 or 6 times, commenting that she was such a vibrant person. She was a people promoter. He also mentions how she loved it when people did better than her versus being insecure about it, which is often the case in the music industry. Mandisa was a true champion of the people, and although we know she is walking with Jesus now, losing her is quite the loss, as she was not only a fantastic singer, but also a light to others in this crazy world. Mandisa's biggest song is Overcomer, which came out in 2013. During the interview, one of the hosts suggests that the idea that all of Mandisa's friends from the music industry should come together to do a cover of Overcomer in honor of her. Danny agrees, saying, "I kind of wish we would have sung that on American Idol." He was referring to their touching tribute to Mandisa on a recent episode of the show. Danny and 2 other former contestants, Colton Dixon and Melinda Doolittle, performed Mary Mary's song, Shackles, Praise You, one of the songs Mandisa sang when she was on American Idol in 2005. The 3 singers then talked about their relationship with the late singer. After her time on American Idol, Mandisa debuted her first album, True Beauty, in 2007. In 2014, her album, Overcomer, won the Grammy for Best Contemporary Christian Music Album. Danny appeared on American Idol in 2008, just 4 weeks after his wife Sophia had passed away after an operation related to her heart condition. Losing a friend is never easy. Our hearts and prayers go out to Danny, Mandisa's family, and other friends whose hearts are breaking over the loss of a treasured loved one. The Lord is near to them that are of a broken heart, and saves such as be of a contrite spirit. Psalms 34:18. Rescuers' hearts break as they find puppies in dumpster, but then love transforms them. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. Rescuers' hearts break as they find puppies in a dumpster, but love transforms them. The human heart possesses a remarkable capacity to bring about profound transformation in the lives of others. Much like the transformative power of God's love in our own lives, it's not just towards another human being. The power of our hearts can change the landscape in the lives of so many things, including pets. More specifically, puppies. Love makes all the difference in a world often marred by pain and suffering. This positively heartwarming news wolfed its way into our hearts as 4 adorable puppies found themselves in the rough, were rescued from the trash heap of despair. Covered in sores and fleas and filled with desperation, you wouldn't believe the transformation. These adorable pups, affectionately named Rocky, Sky, Sweetie, and Zuma, got their names from the children's cartoon Paw Patrol. Why these names, you might ask? To symbolize a fresh start for these innocent souls in the face of their harrowing past. When the puppies were discovered in a dumpster in rural Virginia, it was a real doggone shame. It was beyond heartbreaking. But thanks to the quick action of their rescuers, these pups got a new leash on life. Despite their rough beginnings, these plucky pups refused to let their past hold them back. With tails wagging and hearts full of hope, they embarked on a recovery journey, finding themselves supported by the unconditional love of their foster families. As word spread about their paw dismant, social media users were quick to lead a helping paw. They expressed outrage over the neglect these innocent fur babies had endured. With each share, like, and comment, the puppies found themselves one step closer to finding their forever homes. Even though these precious pups had a rough start, they were determined to fetch themselves a forever home. Thanks to the compassionate efforts of the Halifax Dog Squad and the Triangle Beagle Rescue of North Carolina, these furballs found themselves on the tail end of a heartwarming tale. With fur as soft as a puppy's belly and eyes that could melt even the coldest hearts, it's no surprise that these precious pooches didn't stay homeless for long. Thanks to the kindness of strangers and the tireless efforts of rescue organizations, Rocky Sky, Sweetie, and Zuma were soon welcomed into loving families who promised to give them all belly rubs and treats they could ever dream of. As we celebrate this tail-waggingly happy ending, let us be reminded of the power of kindness and compassion to transform lives, both furry and otherwise. May Rocky, Sky, Sweetie, and Zuma serve as a positive reminder that every dog deserves a chance to live a life filled with love, belly rubs, and endless tail wags. Matthew 5:16, let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.